Welcome to the Urban Angle. Your city, your fish, your experience. With your host, David Kearney. Join us as we explore the opportunities, obstacles, and rewards urban fishing has to offer. And now your host, David Kearney.
Welcome to the Urban Angle. I'm your host, David Kearney. And wow, this is our fourth show, and it's been a blast so far. Isn't that right, Jeff?
Yep.
You know, I was talking to my mom. I think I tend to forget how much the women in my life, and I'm speaking about my mother, influenced my young life in regards to fishing. After my first show, the story about my father teaching me how to fish, my mother gently reminded me, as mothers do, that she was also a big part of me growing up and fishing being a part of my early childhood. She herself coming from a very active angling family back in Ireland where my grandfather and my uncles fished at every opportunity, and my mom was often tagging along at a young age with the boys. If my dad wasn't around to fish, my mom stood in, guiding me along the path to appreciate the sport. It was in her blood. Thanks, Mom. Our guest this week on the Urban Angle, hailing from the great city of Oshawa, a city of over 150,000 residents, is one of the hardest working, dedicated to the sport anglers I've had the privilege to talk to. She is a mother, hence my earlier story about my mom, a multi-species tournament angler, and founder of Fishing 101 for Women. I want to welcome to the Urban Angle, Yvonne Brown. Welcome to the show, Yvonne.
Thanks very much, David.
Why don't we start things off by telling us where you're from and how you got into fishing?
Well, I currently live in Oshawa. I didn't fish. I only got back into fishing about 7 or 8 years ago. I did fish as a child with my family. We used to go up to Rice Lake quite a bit, and Dad taught us all how to fish. And I probably lost interest somewhere around my teenage years, which is, I think, kind of common. And it wasn't until 30 years later I was back out on the water with him. I thought this is something I'd like to get back into, and it just kind of it snowballed very quickly. I met someone in one of my badminton clubs who fished, and he started taking me out and teaching me things. And I joined clubs and started volunteering here and there, and it's been a great journey these past 7 years.
And you do most of your fishing in Oshawa?
No, I'm kind of all over southern Ontario, everywhere from, I'd say, Golden Horseshoe area right out to Kingston, and then up to like Parry Sound. Mm-hmm. So wherever I can go out in the water, I'll travel to.
And have you fished many large urban centers outside of Oshawa, like Toronto?
No, not so much in Toronto, but I do fish some of the tributaries here in Durham region. I started creek fishing a couple of years ago, so I'm still learning quite a bit about that, and I guess that's probably the majority of my inner city fishing right now. I know that we used to go down to High Park when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I have vague memories of fishing there with my parents.
Yeah, that's still a destination for people to take their kids fishing in the city.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite fish to catch?
Whichever one's biting, I suppose.
Yeah,
I think that's everybody.
Multi-species, whatever is biting, whatever the season brings.
Like every year, it seems that I'm learning something new. As I said, creek fishing is still new. I caught my first Chinook this year. It's something I hadn't tried up until now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. And like I said, every year brings something new. And I started off with just bass and walleye and some panfish, and then I started ice fishing, say 3 years ago. So that was a lot of new stuff to learn. And pike, I was not a big pike or muskie fisherman, but that's something that I've started picking up on this year. So there's a few species I haven't tried yet, but there's only so many weekends in the season, and I try to get out as much as I possibly can.
You're a multi-species angler who fishes with the seasons. Do you have a go-to technique that you rely on?
I'd say I love topwater fishing. I think it's one of the most exciting methods to use. when you're using a frog in particular, I like frogs and poppers. I'm not very successful with the frog, but certainly when you get that big blow up, it really gets your heart going. I think it's really, really exciting, and it very visual, and and it doesn't have to be a very big fish, but it certainly gets you excited.
Do you do any tournament angling?
I do. I haven't done as many this year as I have in previous years, but I do a few club tournaments. I belong to the Port Perry Bassmasters. I've also participated in the Kingston Canadian Open for the past 3 years, the Ontario Bass Nation qualifier, and I think I've been 3 or 4 years at the Canada-U.S. Walleye Tournament. So I get a taste of, kind of the grassroots clubbies and then some of the, more prestigious tournaments that we have here in Ontario.
So those opportunities must then provide you with a wealth of experience.
It's different every time you go out. It's an opportunity to fish with some really strong anglers, particularly when you go and do the pro-ams, like the Kingston Canadian Open. You learn from other anglers. I get to fish different bodies of water. I find I don't get that real serious competitive feeling from a lot of the partners or co-anglers that I've been with. I look at it as an opportunity to learn and to meet new people and just get to spend more time on the water.
Awesome.
We'll be right back with more Urban Angle.
Kitefish quality flies are hand-tied to perfection. Visit us at www.kitefish.com for our complete line of products, including flies, beads, and promotional offers at fantastic prices. Use the code RADIO1 to get free shipping and no tax on your next order. That's www.kypefish.com.
Looking for a secure, rugged, and portable solution for your outdoor storage or transportation needs? StoreStack has your solution.
StoreStack!
You dream it, they build it. StoreStack is custom shipping container modification and portable building fabrication. Think StoreStack for all your fishing, hunting, and outdoor storage and transportation needs. Visit us at storestack.com. That's STORSTAC.com.
StoreStack!
Welcome back to the Urban Angle.
I was talking to Lawrence Gunther earlier in the week, and he had mentioned that you had participated in the 24-hour fish-a-thon on the Ottawa River back in June. Did you fish for the whole 24 hours?
I know. Well, I didn't. I only fished with him for a segment of that. I think I was out for about 3 hours, and we were with their name's Yvonne Brown. They're the river keepers on the Ottawa River. Every time he went out fishing, he was targeting different species, and for us, it was panfish. Meredith brought her son with her, but one thing I did find really, really interesting is fishing on Lawrence's boat is just incredible. I mean, how he knows where everything is, and he would tell me, like, we were looking for a particular jig, and he'd say, go in that, compartment, open the tray, you'll find this color and this size and this weight, and he's got everything is labeled in Braille. We ended up fishing for walleye at the end of the day, and I didn't have any. I didn't come with walleye equipment, so he said, "Well, go get a jig out of that box." And so I picked out a yellow one. Well, I forgot to return it to him, and at the end of the day, and so sometimes when I do my seminar, if I've got the yellow jig, I kind of make a joke out of it, like I took it from a blind guy, and it's all in good fun.
Yeah. Fishing 101 for women. So you created this in 2012.
Yeah, at the end of 2012, I started planning for it.
Can you tell us why you started this organization?
Sure. In the fall of 2012, I had the opportunity to be a fishing instructor at an event called the Women's Outdoor Weekend, which is run by the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters. There's 80 women that participate in this. Fishing is only one of the activities they do. They do skeet shooting and target shooting, crossbow, and other outdoor activities. We did a little seminar on Friday night, and then on Saturday, fishing was one of the rotations, the activities that they did. And the enthusiasm and the positive comments and just the way the women wanted to learn how to fish. And some of the stories that they told me as well about, they had the opportunity to fish maybe with their dad or their husband. Sometimes it wasn't always a positive experience for them, but they really enjoyed learning with women and from other women. So that kind of gave me the idea of, there's definitely an audience out there that would like to, learn this sport and get involved in this sport and to bring their children out as well. And they would like to have it in an all-female environment. So that's was kind of the seed that was planted. And that fall, I started planning, and I think it was 2013, I did 5 seminars. It was a learning process for me. And then in 2014, I changed things up a little bit. I got some volunteers to help me out because it was starting to grow and it was hard to do things on my own. So I had some other female anglers in the community come out and help with the seminars. And this past year, I think we've doubled our activity from 2014. We introduced some new activities like ice fishing, for example. We did 3 events. We did a tournament, an New Angler Fishing Day, and try to get out steelheading this fall as well. So it's been a really busy year, and it's going to continue into 2016.
Although there are a fair number of professional female anglers, fishing is predominantly a male-driven industry. Has the fishing community been supportive of Fishing 101 for women?
Yes, very much so. I'm really, really fortunate. I've got some great sponsors that help out with this program. Shimano Canada in particular has given me, rods and reels to use throughout all the different seminars. There's Hummingbird and Radio World. There's dozens of them, and they've just been very positive, very supportive. Even just other anglers in the community. If I run into them at an event or a tournament, they always, mention that maybe they've seen something on Facebook, or they talked to someone that participated in one of the events and how she really enjoyed it. So it's great to get the feedback from the community that people are enjoying this and they're seeing more and more women get involved in this sport.
So why is it more important to have women involved in the sport?
I think it doesn't always have to be left to dad or grandpa or the uncle in the family. That there's no reason why mom can't learn these skills. Whether she wants to learn them for herself to get outdoors more, to learn something new, or if she just wants to have the basic knowledge of recreational fishing, so she can bring her kids out and they can have a new family activity to do together. It's unfortunate that there's so many children that don't go outside. I don't think anybody's learning anything new when I say they're on electronics or the video games or whatever. More hours than they are outside. Yeah. And I think they're really missing out. I guess the spin-off from that is, too, if there aren't children outdoors and learning how to take care of our natural resources, what's going to happen to them in the future? Like, who's going to manage them?
They should be getting into the outdoors and learning to be stewards of our environment.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not just for them to enjoy today, but to learn how to manage them for tomorrow.
What surprised you most about undertaking a project like this?
I guess how quickly it's grown, I suppose. And some of the ladies that came as participants, as new anglers, are now helping with the program. They're becoming instructors, and they're taking on, a part of the responsibility of helping to organize or run events. It's great to have this amount of help, and the word's just spreading a lot quicker than I thought it would. For a while, I kind of sat on the fence about starting this because I was still, and I still feel like I'm a new angler, and nobody knew who I was. It's kind of funny. Sometimes I'll go to a tackle store and I'll start talking with staff or whoever's in the store, and they'll, once I tell them who I am, they go, "Oh yeah, okay, we've heard about you, or we've heard about your program," and it's starting to spread. And actually, I've just been talking with a couple of women. They live up in, I think it's Timmins, and they want us to bring the program up to that area next year. So we've been asked to go everywhere from London to Ottawa and as far north as Kenora.
Wonderful.
So,
oh my gosh, you guys, you're doing great work.
Yeah, and some people think this is my full-time job, and it's not.
No, it's not.
I actually do have a full-time job, but I come home and I spend quite a bit of time on this. But it's definitely a labor of love, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, that's awesome. It's the same like this radio show. It's just a labor of love, and it's all for the fishing.
Castle Rock Outdoor Marketing. We're here to help put your business on the map. At Castle Rock, we specialize in marketing for outdoor companies. No company is too big or too small for Castle Rock Outdoors Marketing. Contact us at castlerockoutdoors@gmail.com. Find Castle Rock Outdoors on Facebook and on Twitter at Castle Rock Media. Castle Rock Outdoor Marketing.
Interactive, educational, and inspirational is what Fishing Frenzy is all about. We have developed a school program based off the outdoor curriculum to cater to the learning abilities of all elementary school grades. Our school program is about teaching the next generation about ethical fishing and protecting our environment in a positive way. Visit www.fishingfrenzy.com. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. That's Fishing Frenzy, friend with a ZY.
Bluefish stewardship tips.
And now here's Lawrence Gunther with another Bluefish Stewardship tip.
I'm Lawrence Gunther, and this is another Bluefish Canada stewardship tip. You know, invasive species of fish and plants is a real issue. Watch your trailer. Make sure you're not dragging chunks of weeds with zebra mussels or other mollusks from one body of water to another. Make sure you're not dumping your old minnows and leeches into bodies of water where those minnows and leeches never came from. It's up to all of us to make sure we're not transferring invasive species of fish and plant life to other bodies of water. Hey, there's over 180 different invasive species in the Great Lakes now. We can transfer those to other smaller bodies of water if we're not careful. It's up to all of us to stop the spread of invasive species so that our wild native fish species have a chance to be around for our kids. Remember, for the latest stewardship news, listen to Bluefish Radio.
Welcome back to the Urban Angle. We're speaking with Yvonne Brown from Fishing 101 for Women.
2016 sounds like it's going to be a heck of a year for the Fishing 101 for Women organization. What other plans do you have for the coming year?
Well, we're going to continue with some of the things that we started this year. Like I said, ice fishing. We'll go creek fishing again in the spring. I'd like to be able to introduce walleye fishing. It's different than bass. We'll do maybe 2 angler-to-angler days instead of 1. Probably do a couple of weekend events as opposed to just 1 again. We'll do another tournament. We did the tournament in partnership with the club I belong to, the Port Perry Bassmasters. We've already started talking about, where we want to hold it next year. Mm-hmm. I was talking with David Clark, your kind of partner in crime.
Yeah.
And I said, maybe could we do something in partnership with the Toronto Urban Fishing Ambassadors and do a carp day?
Oh, that would be great. Have a day on the island fishing carp.
Yeah, because I've never fished for carp. That's another species I haven't tried yet. And there's been quite a bit of interest from the ladies. So it was just yesterday I messaged him. He goes, absolutely, let's, we'll put something together for next year.
That would be great. Dave Clark is a tremendous carp angler.
Mm-hmm. And fly fishing is something else we've had quite a bit of interest in. So there's a couple of ladies who live out in the Orangeville, Hamilton area, and they're going to be putting something together. And then we're going to try to have another event out east. So fly fishing, again, is, it's an accessible way of fishing for women. You don't have to have a boat or a, boat operator's card or anything like that. And, it's quite accessible.
I hear it's relaxing. once you get to know how to do it.
Yeah, I always thought, whenever I saw people fly fish, I thought, wow, that looks like a lot of work.
Yeah, I guess once you get to know, then it becomes relaxing.
Sure, yeah. I'll try it for sure. I will be a student when we do fly fish. I'm going to be the participant. I won't be instructing at all.
Yvonne, where's your next fishing trip going to be?
My own, personally?
Yeah, your own personally. Where are you going next to fish?
I do have, I'm going on a walleye charter out in the Bay of Quinte in November, and that's with a company. They donated a charter to the program. A couple of women won that trip. It's called Chasing Eyes Charters, and we had an awesome day. I got the biggest walleye I've ever caught, 12 pounds, 9 ounces, and I'm looking forward to going out and doing that again. Smallmouth are starting to feed, and I'd like to get back out, and there's a couple of lakes out near Kingston that I'd like to fish. I hope to get some nice smallmouth this fall.
That sounds like a great time. And
Yeah.
how can people get a hold of you?
There's a number of ways. We have a Facebook page, Fishing 101 for Women. We also have a website, fishing101forwomen.ca. Email, all my contact information is on either the website or the Facebook page.
And again, the website is, say it again?
Fishing101forwomen.ca.
Beautiful. I want to thank you, Yvonne, for joining us here on The Urban Angle. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I hope to get out fishing with you one day soon.
That would be great. I'd love to.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you, David.
I'm a big fisherman. Let me ask you, are you a big fisherman?
Hell yeah, fool.
Then let's get together and begin casting them lures into the wind, lures into the wind. Ooh, I got this urge, I feel it in my bones, body in my nerves, like I got no control, like a zombie I emerge from my bed. I heard a little voice, come down to the surf. In a trance, I advance, zipping up my fishing pants. One eye open, get prepared. I gotta get my equipment downstairs before I go. Call my friends. Hi, is my buddy there? Yo. Let's go down to the surf, hit the sand, you and me. What an opportunity. Cut the tomfoolery, bunker running beautifully. It's stripe of lunacy. When the water, in the wind, and tidal line in unity. Chest wading boots with me. Usually we gather up our swimmers, then cast our lures in the wind, catch and release. Fish in the order, some true fishermen. When I said 12 a.m., I didn't mean noon, and I didn't want to cuddle when I asked you to spoon.
I'm a big fisherman. Let me ask you, are you a big fisherman?
Yes, I am, dude.
Let's get together and begin casting the lures into the wind, lures into the wind.
I'm a big fisherman. Let me ask you, are you a big fisherman?
Hell yeah, fool.
Then let's get together and begin casting them lures into the wind, lures into
I want to thank our guest this week, Yvonne Brown, for joining us here on The Urban Angle. I will be updating you more on the events and programs offered by Yvonne and Fishing 101 for Women in the coming shows, so stay tuned for that. A big thank you to our sponsors, Kitefish Quality Flies. Visit them at kitefish.com. Thanks to Castle Rock Outdoors. Hook up with them today by following them on Twitter at Castle Rock Media. And thanks to StoreStack. You dream it, they build it. Visit them at storestack.com. That's STORSTAC.com. If you would like to advertise on the Urban Angle Radio Show, then drop us a line at theurbanangleradioshow@gmail.com. Thanks to my very talented music producer and sound engineer Jeff Doner. Thanks to my editor and copywriter Josie Dacris. And I wanted to give a shout out to David Clark, Chris Chamberlain, and all my fellow Toronto Urban Fishing ambassadors. Great work this year, everyone. Looking forward to next year's events and programs. And of course, a huge thank you to our listeners. We want to hear about your urban angle. Send us your pics and stories, and you might be a guest here on the Urban Angle Radio Show. Join us next time when our guest will be life lister and founding TUFA member and one kick-ass urban fishing ambassador, Kenneth Say. We're looking forward to that, aren't we, Jeff?
We sure are.
We're out of here for now. Thanks for listening.
If you like the show you're listening to right now, you can listen to it and many more just like it on Reno Viola Outdoors Radio. Fishing, hunting, boating, and the rest of the great outdoors 24/7, 365 on Reno Viola Outdoors Radio. Download the free Reno Viola Outdoors Radio app or visit WRVOradio.com online to see the lineup and schedule. That's Reno Viola Outdoors Radio, and enjoy the great outdoors. Follow us on Twitter at The Urban Angle. Join the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/The Urban Angle.
There ain't no rock that I can't roll to. Just a plain old dude with a plain old fool. Every summer I annihilate those fluke. This year you should see what my bait's gon' do. I clean up every reef that I anchor to. Let the black lip go. There ain't no room. It's time to buy another flat of mackerel again. Catch fish so big make you crap in your pants.
I did that once.
Then I took him back to his pants, cleaned him up, caught a monster, and he crapped him again. Name a fish I wouldn't take on. Yo, this ain't baseball, but I'm sick with